and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. Chuck, what was that? What was that, Chuck?
Someone made a noise, and I hear things.
I don't know. I think it might have been Dan, who's missing right now. He'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, that Dan!
But yeah, we're back to Holler tonight, playing more Savage Worlds. I am back in the shift boss seat. I think it is Dan. I think we can hear Dan. I'm back in the shift boss seat. Thank you once more to Tracy. I don't think Dan knows his mic is
He doesn't
live.
know he's not muted.
Oh, goodness. Anyhow, welcome. We are back. You were unmuted the whole time. We heard everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sick, man. But we're going to be playing more Holler, starting up a new act, getting back to Blasted Beauty, the Blot Point campaign. Thank you again to Tracy Sizemore for the 3-session run. They just finished taking in advance for the troubles that they faced throughout that adventure. But hopefully we're going to have some more stuff with Tracy in the future. We've already talked a little bit about, throw some ideas. So hopefully we're going to have Tracy on at some point again. Maybe this game, maybe a different game. But yeah. Anyhow, why don't we just a quick roundup? Just quickly go through who you are. What did you take for your advance? That kind of thing. So if there's anything you took you want to share, go ahead and do so. So let's start with Chuck. Chuck, who are you playing?
Double A. I took a base mask. I talked to the birds, squirrels, rabbits, kangaroos, possums.
Yep. So I know you were mentioning how unless there's a snake, you're probably not going to put Bleedus in harm's way. But I was actually curious about like the part where the hindrance that you have where you think all of these animals are talking. Do we think that's also true of snakes? Do we think snakes are going to talk to Double? Okay.
They talk.
Right.
They lie.
Oh, too old to twitch. Thank you so much for the bits. It's Dan's birthday.
That's 1,000.
Dan's birthday.
We've got rules for that.
Yeah, that is true.
That is why the fancy beer tonight.
Too old to twitch. Just tell me a voice, and we can do it. We can do it. And thank you to Steven as well for those bits, but he's contractually obligated to do that, so it doesn't really count as much as Too Old to Twitch, who's not. It's just kind of his heart.
Happy birthday, Dan.
You ready to go? You ready to introduce yourself, Dan?
I think so, yeah. I'm still playing Doggett somehow. Maybe that ends tonight with all these bits coming in. Our alcohol wizard.
Okay. So we have an old tradition on the channel where we sing happy birthday to somebody if anyone throws enough bits out. Too Old to Twitch, I think, is the one who started this.
Oh.
And we're gonna sing Dan happy birthday, except I have to do it in the voice of Gregor the Marmot. Did you see that, Jeremy? I have to do
yeah. Great.
Hi, Tank. I don't know. I don't think he knows all those words, but we'll give it a go. So do we want to sing Dan happy birthday right now? Want to just do that? Yeah.
Of course we do.
Okay. All right. Everyone, right? So it's not just me singing.
I mean,
even me. I'll sing myself.
I feel like
no, Dan, you have to sit there
Marmot.
awkwardly and take it. That is the contractual requirement of singing happy birthday to someone. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy
birthday.
You.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Sweet little Daniel.
Dan. Dog and Dan.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
To you.
to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Barbershop quartet. No.
I will cut that out on YouTube. We'll move that on. So yeah, there we go. Happy birthday, Dan. It's awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
So it makes that extra special.
I know, right? So offbeat. It's hilarious. So great. And
It's like
then,
everybody's trying.
yeah. I didn't hear everyone singing though. There were a couple.
I saw
voices.
someone come in for that last note.
Yeah.
I laughed. That was my contribution.
Is that
I
it?
just
I don't
laughed.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was laughing too much.
I don't know.
I
think
the
that was
Christopher
definitely-
Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Christopher Walken, Jeremy, who are you playing?
Oh, hey, man, I'm playing Cletus. I'm Double D's big little brother, also known as an Appalachian Ninja. And seeing as how the devil gave me his best, beat me to an inch of my life, and I sprang back, I done raised up my vigor up to a D12. Got me that. I got just basically a barrel-sized chest now. I'm thicker to take more beating.
Excellent.
which Jeff will provide, I'm sure.
I told that I said specifically, remember that I gave the advance about half an hour. Just remember I gave this advance. Just remember that. All right, Melissa, who are you playing?
Yes, I am playing Louisa Palmer. She is our resident holy roller. Sorry, I was gifted a sub in chat and was muted while doing so. So I, in my advance, picked up Soul Drain because the way I'm playing Louisa, she is ill. So like moving up on her attributes and things like that just doesn't really make sense the way I've been kind of RPing her. So I instead took the advance of Soul Drain, which means that she can fatigue herself to get power points back more quickly, all the way to the point of exhaustion, which definitely seems like something that she would do to try to kind of use some healing or use some other things for this group at the expense of her health.
Wonderful. Excellent. Next up, we have character Joe. Bert, tell us about Joe.
I'm Joe. I'm handy with a wrench, and I'm awfully good at killing things, especially at a distance, and that's why it's now reflected by having the marksman particular talent. So I'm even better at killing things at a distance now.
Very nice. Not just guns, but throwing knives, as we
particularly
know.
knives. Particularly knives.
Yeah, exactly. You have a whole arsenal at your disposal, but sometimes that well-placed knife is the best of them all. And then finally we have player Joe. Joe, tell us about Amian.
Yeah, I'm playing Amian. He's a bit of a skill monkey, and I chose a attribute boost because as a kid, all my attributes are kind of hindered. So I try to get those every time I can. So I bumped my smarts up a little bit.
Yeah, and you lamented that there were no additional talents that you could find, or edges, that you could find that could give you more.
Yeah, I don't think there are.
Chicanery. I think you just invested in all of them. Okay. Yep. Well, let's get started. Let's see if I remember how to play. It's been a while for me, so let's see how this goes. So I'm going to do a quick summary, kind of combines a little bit of what we did in Hollow Oak, a little bit we did in Act 7 before our interlude. So that means going back to old Lester Paulson. If you recall, during 10 City Blues, about a week ago, he kind of sat down, he talked. He was the guy who was having dreams, if you recall. It might have been about you. He spoke a little bit about the riders of industry, about like how superstition and rumor and basically technology turned, in his opinion, men into these like legendary figures that everyone is fearful of. He also spoke about a vision that he had of the riders of revival, who are there to kind of help overthrow the big boys. And he believes, at least or hopes, that you all might be those riders. And so he gave you some horses. He told you a story about the Fae Queen and her ability to communicate with demons. And he encouraged you all to journey to Faefall and learn her ways. Because the hope is that by making allies out of the demons, that could kind of swing the tide of the battle with the big boys. He also talked about how the Fae Queen and her realm were a fairly fickle bunch. And he even made a suggestion that you seek out someone by the name of Polly the Pixie to help grease some diplomatic wheels. You found Polly, or she found you, in Hollow Oak, and that town was enjoying this blight-free existence. But sadly, that didn't exactly last. You learned from a young girl named Sally Ruth that a stray Fae creature was called Smoke Puff, I think, was responsible for eating up the blight, not this charlatan preacher. That was kind of getting the credit for it. You turned the Fae creature over to Polly. Polly agreed to put a good word in for you, basically, with the Fae Queen. Sally Ruth lost her friend, and she was also really worried that the town was going to fall apart because the blight was going to come back. You kind of continued to poke around a little bit. You got into some history of this charlatan preacher. You learned about a powerful old scratch that was behind the man, sort of. And that the preacher was probably Sally Ruth's long absent father, and there was a whole history behind that. The old scratch, Lenny, you encountered, he wanted to drain Sally Ruth of hope and happiness, and his manipulations with that preacher nearly allowed him to succeed. So you confronted Lenny as you know how to do best, which is physically, and it was was actually kind of tough. As there are some moments where he hung in where other creatures, other people that you fought hadn't hung in. But you held on long enough where Louisa was able to sort of finish this banishing ritual, sending him away so he can no longer trouble Sally, Ruth, and Hollow Oak. Now, the bad news, obviously, was that Hollow Oak was now going to face some blight again, but Sally Ruth was reunited with her mother, and the preacher, I think, kept their identity secret, and I think that was more or less it. We're going to say that you spend a day or two, maybe in Hollow Oak, before you head back, licking your wounds, recuperating, but eventually you're going to go ahead and you're going to get on your horses that you received from Lester, and you're going to set about journeying to Fayfall. So why don't we go ahead and do that? We don't need to do a full interlude, but let's just say this by way of sort of establishing like the travel. Okay, as we're traveling through the from, I think it's the slopes, the sort of narrow slopes of the Sootstones, all the way through the Cussfoot Fens, across the Big Sandy River, through the Hogback Hills, and down towards the Fayfall, down towards Orchid Lake. Let's do this. I want everyone to go ahead and give me a riding test. And then as sort of a quasi-interlude, that describes something that your character is doing along the way in the aftermath.
So an unskilled
of this
roll, you
holiday.
say?
An unskilled roll, I heard.
Exactly.
You all just had advances, and you could have taken riding, but
Could
you chose
have.
not to.
I mean, we could.
We forgot about horses.
I had two.
Oh, that's right. Polly did give Double D a braid.
Okay, think about that, right? I gotta say,
Oh man.
Gracious. I'm gonna
damn.
Whew,
Oh,
that was a different
Amian.
Cletus.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Amian critically failed.
I tried to critically fail also.
You did come pretty close.
Louisa
Oh my God.
failed with that a whole -2, so she's got a 3.
Okay, so
I
it
failed.
looks, if I'm looking at this, it looks, who passed?
I think anybody
pass?
did.
No,
Okay, so what we're gonna say, while you get up early, maybe one morning after maybe a day or so waiting around in Hollow Oak, recuperating, you start moving along the Hollow Oak, or excuse me, out of Hollow Oak, down the Sootstones. You get over to Big Sandy, which you've crossed a few times before. We're gonna say, who got the critical fail? Was it Joe Amian? I think.
Yeah,
Okay, it was after you spent a Benny to reroll, right?
I know. Yeah,
That's so great.
Oh.
That makes it even better.
I bought it.
Even with your Elan and everything, you still failed.
Double one is double
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Double
true.
one.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So we're gonna say that crossing the Big Sandy is once more proves a little bit troublesome. Last time we had trouble, there's a very large snake in the water, and I think it was Cletus and Double D who were kind of splashing around, and eventually I think it was Amian who should demonstrate this immense amount of strength. But this time around, it's Amian that actually goes splashing into the water, falling off his horse as you're trying as best you can to kind of sort of look for a shallow spot where it's easy to cross, but it's so hard with the siltiness of the river and how dark it is, and it's so difficult to see the bottom. And maybe you just misjudge, and you can see the horse kind of crumbles, nearly goes underneath the water. Amian goes flying off, and the rest of you just look in horror as he just goes washing down to the current at this point, his head dipping underneath. Who would like to try to do something to help poor Amian out? What are we thinking?
Well, done something stupid once, do it twice. Jump in.
Okay. So Cletus, you dive into the water. It's very dark down here. It's very hard to see. The water's splashing around. I'll say either do a notice test to find him or do like an athletics test to just, be good at swimming, whatever you prefer.
I'll do that. I'll tie the rope off tomorrow and give the other end to Double D here, and I'm just going to swim around and do some athletics.
Sounds good.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
With,
in.
So you dive in, big splash. You're looking around. It's hard to see. You see things moving here and there. You feel things slithering against your legs. Sometimes, is it a branch? Is it silt? Is it a snake? Is it something? But eventually you like reach out. You feel Amian. He's constantly ducking under the water. You've probably moved like 30 yards downstream at this point, and you're kind of reaching around. Finally, you see this small head of Amian kind of pop up. You see his hand kind of flailing. You grab him, and the two of you manage to swim to shore. Get on the western side, so you're okay. The rest of you, there are two horses now in the middle of the river without anyone really to ride them. As you can see down the river, Amian, Cletus, they've made it off safely once more. Double D, you notice as you're looking around, you're looking down your horse, you see like Bleedus gets across without any issue, just fine, kind of swims. And just kind of waiting at shore. But as you're watching Bleedus just sit around there, Bleedus is kind of panicking. It is sort of like hopping up and down. Meh, meh, meh.
Hey, shit, what the hell is it? What got you worked up?
And then as you're kind of shouting, you see this sort of I don't know, oval head begin to rise up from the water. And you can see these, like the water just sort of drips down, and you can see these eyes just open up. And they don't necessarily, you're not sure if they look like if it's a snake's head or a lizard head. It's hard to really tell exactly, but its head just pops up. And your horse just whinnies back. And you failed as well, right?
Oh, yeah, I failed. Yeah.
So you don't fall off because it wasn't a critical fail. But you do kind of lose your balance a bit. You go kind of flopping around as the horse is like rearing left and right and just starts kind of bolting in this different, sort of in the direction that you hope it's supposed to go. But in doing so, like your foot stays in the stirrup, but the rest of you is in the water. And you're just being dragged underwater. And eventually you're dragged onto the shore next to Bleedus. You look back and you can see the head's kind of just still popped up out of the water, like looking at you, tilts to the side, and then slowly drifts back underneath the water once more.
I don't, what is it? A snake.
Meh. And I'll say, Bleedus says, yeah.
Holy shit. I almost died. Let's go looking out.
I was scared.
I like this. Me too.
You're bad at riding.
I got the horse for you, god dang it, not for me. You're supposed to ride on it and I walk.
Get off it then.
Good boy.
Now, of course,
All right.
the rest of you just see Double D talking, and you don't hear obviously any of what's coming out of Bleedus's mouth other than an occasional Meanwhile, we'll say...
I always knew this would happen after he took too many beatings to the head.
Meanwhile, we'll say, as everyone kind of gets across at this point, we'll say Joe and Amy, maybe, or actually Joe and Louisa and Doggin are able to sort of grab Cletus's and Amian's horses, help them across. Eventually, everyone gets across. So all of you go ahead and take 1 point of fatigue. Amian, take 2 points of fatigue from the critical fail.
Oh. All right.
Ouch.
I'm fatigued out.
Yeah. So we'll say you're at the shore of the river. You're kind of covered in not just coated in water, some of you, but others, you have various grime and runoff from some of the mines. That kind of in your hair, you can see discoloration on your skin. But you're more or less intact. You check your things, check your belongings. Amazingly, all of your really good guns are gone, which is really strange. But no, you're fine. But everything else is more or less okay.
We had your 30-minute mark?
muttering.
Was that?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Joe.
You see Joe's muttering to himself, one day I'm going to build me a car with some big old knobby tires so I don't need these damn horses.
Okay. Do you push on? Do you want to just continue on here? I know that a few of you got a little unsettled there. Are we ready to push on?
How long does it take to get rid of fatigue?
It eventually, over the course of a couple hours, will fade off as long as you're away from the source. So it's something that you Louisa could do it instantly here, but like probably by
Mhm.
middle of the day, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Oh, I just don't
Yeah, I
fall in the
guess.
water again. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just don't
Hopefully
do
we
the
don't
thing
have to
that you
cross
do.
again.
I mean, at this point, I think it's kind of like a family tradition. I'm pretty sure next time we go there, it's going to be my turn to go in. I
Yeah.
can't say why. Like, sometimes you just repeat bad things.
Kind of
Well, I fell in first, so y'all are copying me.
Wait, does that mean you're Ken?
Maybe.
I hope not. Y'all got some shit luck.
once removed.
Hey, you do.
See how it
Okay.
is.
I like you, Duggan.
All right, so we'll
I like
say
I don't know
too.
how you're still alive, but
That's a question for everyone.
So
Again,
Luis is gonna
8
not
more
that
minutes.
Luis
Just
is
remember.
8 more minutes.
So
Oh, no.
not that Luis is particularly good at riding horses, but she does have the walking stick. And so she's gonna like ride up next to Amian and just be like, just hold on to the other end of the stick. And if like your horse decides to go do something, just hold on to the stick. And maybe I'll hold on to the stick, but at least you'll just go straight down and not in that water over there.
That's a good idea. I'll do that.
All right,
They're, like,
so
walking our horses together and kind of
Okay.
like keeping Amy on the other side away from the river. So it's like river,
Yeah.
Louisa, Amy.
Sure. Well, once you're across, you don't have to worry about it because you're kind of venturing towards Orchard Lake essentially. So once all you got to do is cross the Sandy at some point, which you've done at this point. A few of you aren't riding. A few of you are actually leading your horses. So is that right? Double D and Louisa and Amian. Okay.
Hey, I'm walking. I'll put Cletus up.
Okay.
He driving.
Who would we say then is probably like kind of out in front leading the trails here there's no clear road. Sometimes there's like back paths and things like that. You're venturing out of the Sootstones now into the Hogback Hills, which are a little bit more familiar, some more gentle hills, but also some back paths here and there that you can find. Who would we say is kind of leading the
Does anyone
trek
have
there?
survival? I have a D4 in it.
I'll take lead, I guess.
All right.
I mean, I guess a
That's-
good thing about a horse is it'll kind of get you there if you're lucky, but even if you're unlucky, you can eat it, I guess. I hear the good eats.
man, there's a lot of meat. It's gamey, chewy.
Let's try it and uncross this thing then. So yeah, I'll try to do survival and
Oh, you don't need to
Lead.
survival. That's not what I'm going to need it for. So I'll say as you start coming down the slopes and you get into you're kind of seeing the shift between like the rockiness of the Sootstones into the more rolling hills of Hogback. You see a storm on the horizon to the south, to the west, kind of I guess more to the west, starting to sort of close in with a not insignificant speed. And you can see these heavy strikes of lightning here and there, like swooping down from this swirling clouds. Joe, roll a notice test.
eat.
Okay. All right. So, Joe, as you're looking up ahead, trying to get a sense of whether or not this thing's going to sweep over top of you, whether it's a blight storm or just a more basic storm, you actually notice something else, and it's moving at you extraordinarily quickly. You see 4 darkly clad riders.
Incoming!
They are astride these very imposing, large, kind of black stallions. They are closing in at such a pace that none of you have ever been able to get your horses to ride at this speed. Behind them, you can see that there is that blight storm that almost seems to be keeping pace with them. It's just sort of hovering over top. You see in the dark horizon of these dark green hills behind them, the strikes of lightning. A tree suddenly bursts from a small bit of smoke and spark comes out. And as you see them begin to just weave down this hill, you're without any confusion, they're coming directly for you. They're just making a beeline directly for you. And you see as each time their hooves are just trampling the ground, you can see that there's something kind of coming up from it, the dirt, the silt, the clay, and it's wafting and weaving together with this fog. Once more, the lightning kind of cracks again, and it illuminates it illuminates them a little bit further, and you can see they're wearing what look like gas masks. They have these large blunderbuss-like weapons, a few of which have them out and resting on their horses as if they're trying to line up a shot. And you can see their coats are trailing behind them as their horses are moving in with like this intense speed. It is a scene out of basically the Holler origin tale, the Riders of Industry. It comes back to your mind, the story that Lester Paulson, as they are barreling down at you, and you all are kind of trapped sort of between these different hills here and there. I'm going to give you all one moment to do something before we launch into more structured time. Since you had a raise, we'll give you a moment to strat out and get people to do something here.
So
what do you guys?
We can't go to either side because of hills?
You certainly could go. Like you're basically moving between a valley, sort of like there's again the rolling hills. So like you're keeping the low ground. You can move anywhere you want. You can reposition as much as you want. I would say
We got blunderbusses.
Yeah, but I would also say, considering how terrible you all at riding horses and how quickly they seem to be speeding after you, trying to run away might be difficult.
Yeah,
Is
I would
there-
almost
Go ahead.
no. You go ahead.
Is there any indication that there might be a cave or a cleft in any of the hills?
With your notice test, I'll roll that over. There are certainly places where you could have, or maybe it's not a cleft is probably more likely than a cave, where you could have taken shelter maybe from a storm, but you didn't see any caves specifically.
But that's still shelter.
Shelter's something.
Yeah. So I'll yell back. Hey, but then we just passed some shelter back that way. Let's get back over there. They can only come at us one at a time, maybe.
I am one of. I sitting a horse and Cletus with someone. I'm gonna slip off, try hiding in brush or something like that nearby. Like jump out and hug him.
I was
If
thinking the
that
same
cleft
thing,
is
man.
within walking or quickly running distance, I'm not staying on the horse. I'm going to get off the horse and go.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's so with the amount of speed that they're closing, I'm giving you information of where you can get to in like one action. So like if you want to head in and take cover there, you can totally do that.
You're on your own,
How many do we
Buttercup.
see? How many do we see?
Joe saw 4. He saw 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, which is the story.
Yeah.
Did I hear right that Double D was going to try to sneak off?
Hey, I'm gonna try hide.
All right,
I would
both
love
of
to
you.
ambush.
I would love to have a tree between me and their blunderbuss.
Okay, both of you go ahead, and you're hopping off your horses.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make your stealth tests. Obviously, it'll be contested when the time comes, but go ahead and roll.
Hmm.
I want to try to hide on my horse, like to the side.
You want to
What's
hang
the-
off and
Yeah.
hide. Okay,
Oh, that's right. The fatigue. Oh,
Yeah, what's the
we done
penalty for
something
fatigue? Is it -1?
and it's
Man,
7:30.
Foley had some
for
way to
me.
get rid of fatigue.
30 minutes in, as I said. Just remember, I gave you that.
30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Happening
Oh.
as foretold.
I'm gonna bet
Okay.
that. Oh no,
All right.
wrong direction. That's the right direction.
Okay,
Yeah,
Can I
this-
take an
Uh,
audience boost?
it's like exactly at 30 minutes too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
We have a
So
bunch of
yes, we
audience
have plenty of
boosts, right?
boosts for increasing die sizes
gonna do that.
for those of you that haven't rolled yet.
Double D and Cletus, what were your stealth rolls? What were your
6.
5.
Oh my. Okay. And Amian, you also were trying to hide, but you're just trying to hang off the side of your horse. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll. You can go ahead and roll sneak. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Beowulf, generally speaking, tests are 4 to pass, and then a raise is an 8. There's sometimes where it's a little different, like in melee combat, where it's not 4 you're trying to hit, it's a parry number you're trying to hit. Okay, how'd you do on your stealth there, Amian?
Got a 5.
Okay. And then Joe, you just ran off and you were taking cover in a kind of a cleft from the storm. Doggint, what were you doing?
Honestly, I might be tempted to just kind of try and take cover too.
Okay, so you're going with Joe. The two of you are falling back into this cleft while Cletus, Double
Louisa
D,
as well.
Okay, so the three of you are all just you'll be within maybe 30 feet or so, 40 feet of Double D and Cletus, who are trying to get the jump on these guys. Amian, you are hiding on the horse.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
Are
fatigued,
you?
so
Okay.
I feel like just kind of staying put, just slumping off the side of the horse.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid style.
All right. So we're gonna move into we're gonna do the steer their mind style. I had a map ready to go just in case. It all kind of depended upon how you all handled that, whether you spread out and did different things or whether it would make sense. And so I think we're going to keep this just theater of the mind style. So let's sort of set this up before I draw initiative. You've got Double D, Cletus, opposite sides or same side?
Opposite.
All right. Opposite sides. Both of the big Cletus boys are trying to take use a tree as a hiding. As some sort of hiding position, and are waiting. There's these hills, there's these cliffs. We'll say that the place where Joe and Louisa and Joe, Louisa, and Doggint are hiding, that they are kind of below you, and the two of you are above that cleft where they've taken shelter. And it looks like at least some of those riders are following that little path between the hills towards that cleft. Then we've got Amian. I wasn't entirely sure. Again, can you say where exactly you went?
So I pretty much stayed like on the road, but I pulled off to like the side, and then so like if they were on the road riding past, they would just see like a horse.
And some of those horses have started to scatter because a few of you said you smacked it and like oh, you're on your own or whatever. So like you're at this point with some of the free horses moving about, and maybe they see you and maybe they don't, and that's what we're at. And I'm going to go ahead and draw now, and we'll see how this goes. All right, Amian, you are actually first up, as you with your horse and with maybe Double D's and Cletus horses, or starting to sort of spread out a little bit in a way. You are trying to hang on, trying to make it look like it's just a riderless horse. What do you want to do?
I haven't really seen them do anything yet. Do they look like they're trying to just ride past us, or have I'm probably going to be spending my turn observing them, seeing who they're going to be going after.
Well, now that you see them a little bit more closely, and it's not just Joe conveying that to you, you see them. They look like something out of myth. As they're just barreling down on you, you see the lightning strikes behind, the fogs kicking up from their horses are hitting and trampling the earth. They have this terrifying look to them. You need to roll a fear test at -2, and you definitely get the sense that your life is in danger, if that helps your decision making.
-4, awesome.
Remember that?
And we have plenty of advances for die size.
I'm Benny that.
Yeah.
Got a 4.
4 is all you need. You pass. You're good.
There
okay,
you
so
go.
you steal yourself. You keep yourself together, and now you can take your action. But you are certain they mean you harm.
Okay. Does it look like they're approaching me?
It definitely looks like at least 2 of them are going down into that little cleft area where Doggint and Joe and Louisa were backtracking to. The other 2 have slightly slowed and are kind of perusing and examining like the hills a bit. Whether or not they see Double D or Cletus, you don't know, but they're certainly looking as if they're trying to get a feel of where everyone went.
My goal is going to be to get them to stop moving where Double D and Cletus are perched up. Okay. So I'm going to wait for them to pass that spot, and then I'll do a taunt or something to try to distract them right then.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, one of them is going to go next. So we'll say you hold your action for this to happen. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the next one of these then is starting to move up the hill in the direction of we'll say Double D went, and you can see they're moving up. They're looking. Go ahead and roll your test, your taunt test, and this is going to be contested from is it spirit or smarts? That's what happens when I play for 2 months.
I think it's.
Taunt,
I think
right?
it's
contest smarts.
I think it's smarts.
Smarts. Okay. Yeah, smarts. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Go ahead and roll yours. I'll roll their smarts.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what thing I just buffed to with my audience die, so I don't keep that buffed. I'm gonna use because we have a whole bunch of audience boosts, right?
Yes, we do.
Also,
Okay, I
several complications of which I have cashed in a few already.
Yeah.
Again, I gave you guys advance. Remember?
Yeah.
Don't get mad.
Yeah.
30 minutes
Don't get
ago.
mad. Don't get mad.
Hey,
30
you
minutes ago.
didn't give us that advance. Tracy gave us
Oh
that
my
advance.
God.
Yeah, Tracy gave it to us. Thanks, Tracy.
That's a good point.
The
That's a fair
time.
point.
The time.
Joe, you want to tell everybody what you rolled?
I just critically failed again.
Oh,
Oh
God.
Wow.
my gosh, sure.
What?
Oh,
What are you
goodness.
doing? What are you
So
doing,
sorry.
kid?
The Dan now.
So a
You-
critical fail, I
Oh.
believe, just means that they're immune to any of your taunts. I don't think anything negative happens to you other than that.
Yeah.
If you try to do anything to them, it's not going to matter.
Mhm.
But what I will say, since you did that, and since you have made yourself known, rather than chase up the hill towards Double D, they will turn around and you can see lift up. They have kind of on their what looks like a saddle, sort of at the pommel. They have some kind of, it looks like a blunderbuss. It looks like a gun, but they also have almost like these cavalry sabers, and they are going to, I think they're going to step forward and slash you with it, is I think what they're going to do.
All right.
All right. So they're going to get into combat with you, into melee, and they're going to roll this short sword attack on you. All right. So, all right. That's a lolly. That's another lolly.
Oh
That's
my
a
gosh.
13 to hit, as I am actually getting to finally roll our lolly dice. And so I just saw 2 lollies on my.
Oh gosh, that means they're
Wow.
exploding.
I need those.
Same.
What's going to happen? 13, which
yeah, that hits.
which will be a raise.
That's against my parry or
is against your
toughness?
parry. It's against your parry.
Parry.
To hit is your parry. So
So-
that was just a hit.
5.
Okay. All
is my
right.
parry.
So then it's going to roll damage, which is strength plus d6 plus another d6. So it's strength that and that. Okay.
Can I take
11
boosts
points
on
of
bigger
damage.
rolls.
Yeah, you can take it on any roll. Yeah, you can take
Okay.
the audience boost on any roll. That is a total of 11 points of damage. As they
Ooh.
turn around, you say, I'm not sure what it is you said, but whatever it is you said, it had no effect other than to have them suddenly notice you
I probably just
lurch
coughed up some
forward.
sand.
and slash into you. A splurt of blood comes out. How does that work for you? What's your toughness?
I have my toughness is 5.
All right, so that's going to be
So-
shaken and a wound.
Okay. I will try to soak it.
All right, so burn a Benny, roll for soak.
I'm gonna throw another Benny at that.
That's 2 bennies. She's got 2 bennies on that soak roll. Want to keep
Yeah.
going?
No,
Good.
I'm just marking the other one.
Nice.
All right, you take.
Don't
you're
forget
shaken.
about the advances.
You're shaken and you take a wound.
I used
Okay.
the advance.
The next one will go. This is one of the 2 that is going to continue down the. It's kind of continuing down, looking. and it notices that in this cleft there are the group of Doggint, Louisa, and Joe that have now huddled a bit. Some of the horses are there as well. This one, as it looks down, you can see the gas mask, almost like fire, kind of flickering in the eyes for a second as you see another electrical crash from the sky. And they point this giant gun in your direction, and they are going to hurl this. They're going to fire. It is a medium blast template, and let's see. Everyone go ahead and make a... Actually, I need a roll first, and then that'll determine what your target is. So...
Please consider doing bad.
I succeeded, but I didn't get a raise. So everyone, all the three of you, so Doggint, Joe, and Louisa, all of you go ahead and roll a vigor test as a highly toxic concentrated spray of blight just comes hurling out of this thing in your direction.
I'm taking a boost.
Okay.
got a
Joe has
10.
passed with a 10. Very nice. No problem. Doggint barely with a 4, but 4 is good enough.
Scraping by.
Hey, 4 is all you need, man.
Also scraping by with a 4.
I can see their rolls, though. No, you're fine. Okay, so at the same time, though, what I think I'm going to say is any of you that are on horses, who would still be on their horse in that little encounter? Like, who would we say? Or still either holding on to their horse, like leading them, or on top of their horse? Roll a riding test. It's because the horses are going to get affected by this as well.
Sure.
So let me... I'm going to see whether or not they actually get affected by it, and if not, then it's really just a matter of...
Yeah, Louisa would not have had time to
fail,
gingerly get off of a horse.
Okay, Joe, yours is fine, but Doggins and Louisa's, both of yours.
I don't have
failed.
one.
Okay,
I smacked mine to have it run off.
Okay, so then it's just Doggin and Louisa. Your horses, whether you're on them or not, begin to suffer the demon shakes as they start... And they start freaking out, like they whinnying like crazy. They start foaming at the mouth, and they flop over. So if you're on top of the horse, make a riding test. I'm going to give you a -1 for this. If you're just holding on to the horse, I would say you can make just like an athletics test to dodge out of the way. I'll take your word, whatever it is you think your character would have been on or off. It's up to you.
I didn't say I wasn't, so...
I've got a little question for you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
There it is.
I've seen so many critical fails.
Let that play out before I
back.
ask my question.
This is great. Thanks.
So with unskilled, would you say that is something that we can still use an audience boost, or just leave it as unskilled because it's
I am
D4
totally
instead?
fine that audience boost can be used for any skill or attribute roll. I have no problem with it.
All right, I'm taking a boost.
Remember, it's just a die
unskilled.
increase, so that's all we do. A temporary die increase.
Yeah. So thank goodness, because I rolled a lolly and another lolly
There we go.
and another lolly.
Louisa,
And another
yours is shaking, falls over, but you manage with this amazing bit of athleticism and
I have my walking
acrobatics
stick.
that is not consistent with your age nor character, but you manage to land. And you kind of do like the hero land, where you just put the one hand in the ground and then the other one's got the staff, and you push yourself up. Joe, you're okay too. As you passed, your horse is not here, and you weren't on this one. Doggint, however, you get thrown from yours, and it's thrashing about. It kind of pushes you up against the wall here and there. I'm just gonna roll a couple little die here. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage as you are essentially smashed against the wall and the ground with this thrashing, like spasming horse.
I can roll vigor to soak.
You can spend a Benny to attempt to soak and then roll vigor. Yeah.
It's 1 over
There you
One
go.
over the limit for me.
Okay, you're good to go. That's an 11 on your vigor, so you soak everything. No problem. You manage to crawl out from underneath this thing before it rolls over once more, which could be catastrophic to you. And all of you are there. Unfortunately, those horses are now just freaking out in front of you. The rider is within a short distance that you can kind of run up to if somebody wanted to run up to. But that is the end of that one's turn. It's going to move now to Joe. Joe, what would you like to do?
How far are they away from us?
If we're doing like ranged bands, it would be. Hang on.
Real quick. And I feel like we never do this, but I just want to ask if it's a thing because maybe I'm making it up. Is there a thing that you can spend bennies or something to change your?
Yeah, your initiative. Yeah, you can do that.
I would like to do that.
Technically, it's before. Or do you want to go up higher? I think I think you technically have to spend it before we like start. I think it's after the cards are drawn. But if you wanted to try, that's fine.
I would like to. Like I know Amian's already gone. I would like to be able to go before.
Okay, I'm gonna draw a new initiative card for you. Suspend. The new one is a king, so we'll say. Okay, so the new one would have been a king. So we'll say Joe and Louisa go in whatever order you want. So you will get to go.
If you want
to,
go ahead.
Because what I want to try to do is do relief.
Okay.
So that's why I was hoping. Like I'm not going to.
Okay.
Not
You would have had a king, so you would have gone towards the top of the round. So spend the Benny for that. But you can take your turn if you want to cast that relief. You've got Joe next to you. You've got Doggett next to you. Nobody else is within range of you, though.
Okay. At least those two can do their thing. So it's 1 PowerPoint and then extra PowerPoint. And so basically this doesn't technically, it's called numb. So it doesn't actually get rid of the fatigue, but it just means that you can act as if you're not fatigued.
Okay.
So
we can remove the fatigue just system-wise?
I need to roll it.
Oh,
I need to roll it.
Yeah, she needs to roll a cast check.
Yeah, and I'm spending the extra PowerPoint so that it would be, because it's more than one target for an additional PowerPoint each. So let me go back to my 12 and yeah, I got an 11.
Okay, so you're still technically fatigued, Joe, but you're not. You don't suffer the penalty from it.
Okay.
And Doggins as well.
Okay, both of these.
So,
all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
That'll help.
All right. So Joe, you're up. To answer your question, they're about 10 feet from you.
okay. So no penalty for range increment.
It depends on which your weapon, which one you're
The
using.
Mama's pistol.
So Mama's, let's see. Mama's has a range of 5, 10, 20. So you would need to get about 5 feet closer to avoid to get within its primary range, which you usually do.
I'll use my my new marksman ability to remove those 2 points of penalty.
Okay. That's totally fine. However, this guy is moving like on the horse. The horse is moving with great alacrity. He's moving his cape is kind of billowing as well. And you're like moving around. You're trying. What do I shoot?
I'm shooting the horse.
That's fine. You go ahead and shoot the horse.
Yeah.
If you're shooting the horse, then that's fine.
Okay. So no penalty.
No, if you got your marksman thing, that's fine. But yeah, the horse does not have dodge. The rider does. Okay.
7.
7 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. I do have stats for the horse up, so I am ready to go. I knew this was going to happen, by the way. I knew someone was going to attack the horse. Like whether it was going to be punched or shot, I wasn't sure, but okay. 8 is enough to make it shaken, as a horse has a toughness of 8, but no wounds.
Yeah, that's fine. But that does mean it stops, right? So the figure on it is not moving
I will
lightning
say,
fast anymore.
yeah, I will say that the horse is stunned, or not stunned, is shaken. And I will kind of give it, when his turn comes around again, he will have an opportunity to unshake, just like normal.
Yep. And then I just drop the pistol in pressure and draw another one because it takes 3 rounds to reload.
That's true. All right. Double D, you're up next. You just saw this one of these riders on their horse was coming up. Looks like they were looking possibly for you. They got distracted as Amian shouted something. And instead of chasing after you, it turned right around and it hacked into Amian with his sword. We'll say you're probably about 10, 15 feet away, hiding in your tree. What would you like to do?
I'm going to leap out. I'm going to run over there real quick. I'm going to suplex a horse.
Okay.
Huh.
Let me see if I'm going to roll a notice test to see if you get the drop. So you had a 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Versus its notice. Okay. I'm going to Benny that.
Oh my gosh.
As I did not roll well. Try it again. All right, that's better. Yeah. Okay, that's a 11 this time. So you try to come up and maybe trying to stealthily move up, but after it slashes at Amian, you see it whirl around, and it's now face to face with you as you're just a few feet away. No drop. You can still do your attack, just no drop, basically.
Sure. Yeah. Well then, if it's, oh shit, I lost the double D voice.
Oh no.
There you go. Hey, good night. I just yell real loud and it'll come back. And I'm gonna run up, grab it around the neck, and just DDT. Just take it out. Wrestle the horse down to the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack as you're trying to take down this horse.
I forgot everything today. Holy shit. Said
7 to hit is that is better than the horse's parry in this situation. Okay. So yeah, you're able to. So you're going up and you're just essentially trying to tackle the horse. You're trying to bring it down. Okay, 7. Roll your damage. That will hit.
Yep.
These poor horses.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Funny.
You hop up, you grab it by the neck, by its head, and you just turn. And you and the guy riding it both hear as you crack this horse's neck. It goes limp immediately, collapses. I'm going to have him make an athletics check to see if he falls prone from this, or if he can get out from under this. So I'm going to do that. But you have one shot taking out that poor horse. It will pass the athletics test. So he stumbles off the horse, but he manages to keep his feet, and he is still up, but he's not on the horse any longer. Okay,
Nice.
all set.
Oh man.
All set.
That's so good. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I should have known that would have been Chuck too, because I know Chuck's feelings about horses.
Yep.
Mhm. All right, there, Cletus, you're up next.
And I understand where they're coming from, but I just can't bring myself to hurt a horse. I'm going to go for the rider coming my direction.
Can I go back and retcon one thing really fast?
No.
As you're turning the head of the horse, you hear no, and then crack. As Double D, the horse begs for its life.
I forgot about that.
Double D, make a spirit test.
I did. Yep. I gotta figure out math. This is tough.
All you need is a 4.
You say
13.
that like it's simple.
13. Okay, you are not
All you need is
distracted by
4.
this. You're not distracted by this. I was going to make you distracted.
Suck it, horse!
All right.
Spit on it.
All right. The one that's I was rolling for the one that was well, actually, Cletus, what are you going to do? What do you want to do?
I have the horse. I can't attack the horse.
Okay. Let me roll to see if you get the drop on him. And you had a stealth of 5.
5, yeah.
I had a Benny it. God dang it.
No.
Okay, I got it on the second round. All right. You do not get the drop, but I did have to burn a Benny. So we'll say that one comes over there.
Is this one of the guys that looked like he had a blunderbuss in hand, so to speak?
They all had the same stuff. They all are carrying these guns. They all have swords, like cavalry swords.
Mm-hmm.
They're all wearing gas masks. They wear these big, billowing capes as well. And this is the one that's that was coming up the hill. Remember, there were 2 that sort of split up to either hill. This is the one that was coming up your hill. But as you're sneaking up, it whirls around fast enough that you unfortunately don't get the drop on it.
That's fair. I'll go in to try and attack, and I'm going to go for a called shot to the arm to try and do a disarming attack.
Gotcha.
Fortunately, I've got gouging, so I don't have to worry about that. I think I would like that.
Okay.
I'll do 1 boost. I'm going to go for the arm. And I forget frenzy automatically takes into account the plus
it
2
should.
modifier.
I think it does, yeah. As long as you click it. Oh my. Well, that's a
wow.
That's a really big number with that 23 that you just rolled as your D12 exploded. That is a hit with a raise, my friend.
Okay.
And
then hopefully the 12 might hit too.
Yes, that hits. The 12 hits as well.
Okay. So basically, if I do a call shot to the arm, if I manage to shake them, they have to save versus the damage at a -2. If I wound them, they have to save at the damage -4 to not drop their thingy.
Okay, so you got to do your so do your damage roll.
Yeah,
and we'll determine that. Oh man, look at these explosions. 22 points of damage. Oh god. Okay. Well, it's going to attempt to soak, as you might expect. Okay. I'll Benny to try that again. Okay. All right. I got 9. So that's let's see. A 9. So it's tough. It's got a toughness of 9. You did 22. So that's shaken. 13 is wound. 17 is wound. 21 is a wound. So you would have done shaken and 3 wounds. I soaked 2 wounds. So it is shaken and wounded.
It's got to roll versus a 22 at a -4.
Okay, to not drop this weapon. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 7. So that is you in fact drop the weapon goes flying, or gets you yank it out of his arm. You feel like as his arm is almost crunched a bit as well. He is disarmed.
Excellent. Does the 12 hit?
12 does also hit. Yeah.
I assume not with a raise. I'm guessing these guys are pretty tough.
Nope. With a raise. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh my god, so much explosion.
Oh, for 20.
Describe your kill. I actually am out of bennies on this guy. I've burnt through all of my bennies already on this one. I
think what it is, man,
enough.
I got up in that tree, right? And I see he's got that there blunderbuss. I jump out the tree. I drop kick him in the shoulder, right? And then as he's slumping over from that, I just wrap my arm around his head and I just fall to the ground. And as his body comes off the horse, the head just hits my shoulder.
And it just pops. Fantastic. Okay. All of these guys, for some reason, are showing shaken, but they're not. So I'm going to fix that.
Hey, I'll be shaken after seeing that.
All right. The next one is going to be, he's not actually shaken because he hasn't even, nothing's happening yet. Okay. So I see what's happening. It's like copying because I put the other ones in. That's annoying. I'll have to keep track of this manually. All right. So the next one is another one of the ones that went down into the slope. Okay. Let me see if I can shoot this again. Okay. The next one that was following, there were two that were going down the slope towards the cleft, and the second one's going to ride up now. So now there's two down here with Louisa, Joe, and Dogent, and he's going to do the same thing and fire his blunderbuss at you all. So let me do that. That's an explosion. Another lolly. That's a what's an 8 plus 2? 10. That's a 10.
It's actually 0.
It's a 10. I'm sorry, Dan.
It's just 0.
The three of you go ahead and make a vigor test again as another spray comes in, but this time it's at -2 as I got a raise on the shot.
I didn't put my -2 in, but
That's fine.
I'll be fine.
It's a 5. You're good. I see it.
Okay, I'm taking a boost for that since it's a minus, and I'm rolling, and that's a
I'm going to
fail.
spend a Benny on that.
Okay. Yeah,
I
go
rolled
ahead,
the
Joe.
exact same thing that Joe did, a 5 and a 2.
Oh, worse the second
Oh,
time.
no.
Okay, Louisa, did you fail too?
Can you
Yeah.
spend multiple bennies?
Yeah, you can keep doing it.
Okay, as long as you
have
don't
them.
roll double ones, right?
As long as you know exactly. Yeah.
I'll spend one more.
Okay. Oh, Joe.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend the Benny because of the -2. I'm just going to.
Okay. So a couple things are going to happen to the two of you. Doggett, you're okay. You managed to fend this off.
Doggett's been blighted before.
Joe and Louisa, for the next hour, your vigor rolls are going to be at -1, in addition to whatever other penalties you might have. Then both of you are now subject to blight corruption. Let's see.
Yeah, should've
Go ahead
spent the
and
Benny.
both of you make spirit rolls.
Made it.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Okay. All right. So both of you probably feel a little bit of tingling in your fingers, your extremities. A very tiny touch of shakes begin to manifest, but then you grip, you make a fist, you just sort of flex it out, and you step out of this gas, and you do both manage to resist the effects of the demon shakes. That -1 vigor will continue though, but you do not suffer demon shakes. All right. That one is now done. Louisa has already gone, so we're going to go to Doggett.
Well, there's one of them that's hung up, right, on his stunned horse.
He's not hung up on it. He hopped off.
I mean,
the one that Joe did. Yeah, that's right. You're down by he's up there, and his horse is sort of wobbling, but the guy hasn't fallen or anything like that.
he should be an easy target then for my peasant pumper
You certainly could think so.
and
I
his
will say-
horse.
I will say because the horse. If are you firing at him?
I mean, I'm firing in his direction. I'll move.
You tell me what your target's going to be, and we'll go from there.
I mean, it's primarily him, but if I hit the horse too, I mean,
Okay.
it's a shotgun.
Okay. Go ahead and take the shot.
And I'm actually going to multi-action this with my calculating.
The horse is normal, but it'll be a -2 on your range attacks on this guy.
Oh, I should have just attacked the horse. Oh, well.
Everybody remember, you can always take a boost on the dice.
I want to all
Yeah.
of them. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Well,
fire
the first
away.
one's a miss, but
Mhm.
I'll take another shot.
Okay. Yeah, you fire away, and although like a little bit of it hits the spray might have hit the horse, there's some padding here and there on either side of the horse that doesn't quite penetrate. We'll say he manages to kind of do what Amian did and kind of tuck down on one side and avoid getting hit by any of it.
I'll take a boost for this one though.
Okay.
So
Got it.
let's see. Gotta make my die size a little bigger here.
Isaiah, please just go to bed.
Go.
Yes, Rosalie.
There you
It's
go.
a success.
Okay,
at
that is
least.
a hit. Absolutely. What is the damage on this?
Let's see here. Watch it be like nothing.
Oh, that looked pretty good right there.
It's not bad.
All right.
17.
Well, I'm going to say the horse is dead, probably from that. Let me see. This guy's there, so that's going to be this one. All right, let me roll for soak. Okay. I'll burn one of this guy's bennies and roll for soak. Cool. I'm seeing a lot of lollies today. That is an 8.
You should stop.
So let's see. 17 would be shaken at 9, wound 1 at 13, wound 2 at 17. I did roll an 8, which soaks those wounds. So you kill the horse. You kind of hit him. You can see part of that cape rip apart as you do manage to get him, but he does seem to kind of take the like almost hang down the side and let the horse take the brunt of the shot. I will do the same thing I did before, and I'm going to do athletics to see if he keeps his footing as he falls, and he does. So he is on the ground. Horse has been killed, and is on the ground as well. Okay, new round. Let's draw some. Amian, you're first again. Looks
All
like
right.
looks like we got a. I don't know why all that. Oh yeah, it automatically rolled your shaken. Okay, sorry. Amian,
Okay.
you're up first, and Louisa and Joe are on deck.
All right.
Oh.
I'm in pain.
Good.
Going to try to group up with the rest of the people.
Okay, you're gonna
I
try to
think.
run.
Well, actually, so it's the way the tokens are laid out right now is like how people are engaged.
Yeah, I'm just using that to keep track of which horse
Okay.
is on, or which.
I guess
rider is
if
on each
Double D's
person.
with me, I'll
Yep.
try and help him fight this one guy.
Okay, yeah, it's you and him. This horse has
Yep.
been killed, so I'll say you can get the gang up bonus. So give yourself
okay.
a +1 on any melee attacks
Cool.
that you do.
Yeah, I'll do the knife. Gain up, so +1.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna automatically do it. So just roll.
Okay. Do fighting. Ugh. I'm gonna hold on to my bennies so I don't get any more wounds, hopefully.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. I am then going to trigger his counterattack. So as you swing out with the knife, he whirls around. And once per round, this is one of the complications I purchased. He gets counterattack. He's going to... So once per round, when the character is...
Lovely.
I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm doing this right. And so for an enemy's mistakes, once per round... he receives a free attack against one failed fighting attack against him. So he's essentially counterattacking you right now. So just with the sword and right in front of Double D. Okay. Man, I just so many lollies tonight. That's an 11.
Ooh,
Oh,
boy.
gosh. Yeah,
That's 6 rolls. So many lollies. I don't know. We gotta check with Eric.
You need to send those dice over to me so I can ruin them.
I have seen this so many times. The D8 hasn't really done much, but like the D6 is crazy. All right. So is that a race?
Yeah, that beats my 5, so yeah. I think
Okay. So we roll damage. So it's a strength D6. Okay. Oh, that is terrible damage. I'm gonna Benny Use one of his bennies to reroll that damage. That is awful. That's way better. Okay, let's see. 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus 7, 16 points of damage on Amian.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna try and soak that with the bonus.
Previous roll
Taking
is
a bonus?
2-1-1 is what I rolled.
Yeah. I got a 10.
Okay, so I said it was 16. And what's your toughness?
5. A
So
6.
5, 6
with
so,
the audience. Well, it's 6 with the audience boost. I don't think that's right.
no, just what's your toughness? Like your boost doesn't increase your toughness; it just increases a die size of the
Well,
stat.
because I raised my vigor. Because does raising your vigor increase your?
No,
That's
it's just for the roll. It's
That's
not.
just for the roll.
Yeah, it doesn't carry forward.
Oh, okay.
So what's your toughness?
It should be 5.
5. So 5 would have been shaken, 9 would have been a wound, and 13 would have been a wound. You rolled a 10, which is a raise, so you did soak 2 wounds. So in that case, you're good. You don't take any damage,
Sweet.
and you're not shaken.
Am I just shaken? Oh, okay.
Because you cleared. And wait, did you have another wound on you?
I have 1 wound.
Okay, so I think you need to clear all wounds to be able to get rid of shaken. So you might still be shaken because you still have a wound. I think that's right.
I feel like I would be shaken because that's a bit left over.
Yeah, I think it's when you soak all. Not sure now, actually. If Tracy's in the chat, maybe
Like
she
if
can
he had a
clarify.
wound from before that was
Right. I'm
thing.
not sure. Is it
Like,
just you
but
soak all the wounds?
But he soaked all the wounds from this
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, that's
So
why I'm not
I
sure
don't
about.
think he would be shaken.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think it's the
Tracy
wounds from the
confirmed.
attack.
So you're good. You're not shaken.
Okay.
You're good. Thanks, Tracy.
Okay, cool.
All right, Louisa, you are up.
Okay, so first thing that Louisa is going to do, because she forgot to do it last time, is as a free action, she is going to use her auger edge to get 3 auger tokens. And so that can help anybody that is within 24 yards.
Oh, that's everybody. I think everyone's within 24 yards.
Okay, so on myself or anyone else to reroll a trait or damage roll. So she's got the sight for that. And she is going to see if she can smite somebody's weapon that's close by. So character Joe, you're still in the cave. Do you have a weapon that you've got out and ready for next round? You
You're
are
muted,
muted.
Bird.
Actually, I guess I don't because after I shot, I dropped, and it takes an action to draw a weapon, I guess. So I don't.
Would it be fair to say you've got something on your belt?
Oh, yes.
That if I smite it,
Yeah.
that's what you'll grab
Yeah.
next time. Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. So I will do a roll for this. So it's going to be 2 power points, and it's going to be my 12 and the 6. And that is just a success. So you've got a +2 damage to whichever weapon on your belt I just smoked.
Okay, Joe, it's now your turn. Actually, immediately after that, you get to go.
Do you have to do multiple actions to draw a weapon that's
Nah, don't
prepared?
worry about that.
Nope.
You just say
So
I know.
Seed Sower comes out. Is anyone within 12 of me?
yes, yes, indeed. You have 2 options. You have one guy who's on a horse and one guy who's not on a horse. Those are your choices.
Is that horse the one that's on incapacitated in any way?
It should be 2 people not on a horse now, right?
I've lost track of how many people got knocked off horses.
I killed one guy who was on a horse.
But
I
that
killed
was the
his
one.
horse.
But wasn't that the one who Joe had initially shaken? Wasn't that your
Right.
intention?
Did another guy get off a horse?
Yeah, but that was up by Cletus.
Okay. All right.
And,
Sorry.
and Double D.
I'll shoot the one on a horse. Then If there
Yeah,
is one
sounds
on
good.
a horse.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused too.
I know. There is a
Oh
minus
my goodness.
2
Come
to
on.
shoot. That's actually going to be a miss as he actually dodges out of the way, ducks behind the horse. The horse has little paddings on its side that eats up. Unless you wanted the Benny and reroll.
I've only got one Benny left. I need to save it to soak. So no.
Okay. All right.
But the seed sower, wait, you have to take multiple actions to take multiple shots, though, don't you?
Yeah, and I think when you
Yeah,
get to
because you take a
declare
minus to
that,
both
yeah.
Oh, wait. Didn't I just get a bonus from you, actually?
for damage?
for damage.
Oh, for damage. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's a
you
miss
gotta
then.
hit first.
But there's another cartridge in here, so I don't have to drop this one yet.
Is the seed sower
what's the rate of fire? What's the rate of fire
2.
on it? You might. Then
2.
you can take 2 shots with it because it's 1 action for 2 shots.
Oh.
It's not. That because
And-
it's if it's ROF is 2, it's 1 action to do it.
Okay. I don't get my bonus on the second shot, though, for my so it's just without a bonus on this one. Ooh, yeah,
Oh
look
my.
at that. Oh yeah.
Even with the -2, that's still an 11, which is still a raise. So roll your damage, sir.
Here's where you get the +2.
Okay,
So
that's gonna be
14.
14. Okay. 14 clears his toughness and would do 1 wound. I will burn a Benny and I will try to attempt to soak that. I get 1 success, so I get a 5. So that's enough to clear the 1 wound. So you burn a Benny off of him, but he doesn't take the wound. Okay, I am running out of Bennies.
Then I'll drop it because it's out of ammo.
Okay. Next up is one of mine. So this is going to be the one that you killed the horse of, Doggin. So the one on the ground is next. He is going to charge at, Doggin, you killed his horse. He's going to charge at Doggin, and he's going to draw that sword and slash out at you. Hang on 1 second. No, I'm not. Okay. Instead of doing that, he's going to. Okay. You see him kind of pull back on his dark coat, and there's all of these strange devices that are kind of attached here and there to what looks like some sort of suspenders or some sort of belt. And he does something, and he just kind of maneuvers like a button or a lever. And I need to roll a test to see if this works. Okay, so that's a pass. I will spend some PowerPoints. Okay. So as he does this, you can see that this kind of swirling lightning field just begins to manifest around him, and then he charges into the group of you in the cleft, sword raised. And so as he gets close to you all, you can feel these little leaps of lightning jumping off of him and starting to rip and burn at your skin.
No.
So mechanically I cast damage field with a damage modifier, and at the end of the affected character's turn, which it is now the end of, all adjacent beings, including allies, the other guy isn't adjacent to him anymore, are going to take 2d6 damage because of my PowerPoint expenditure. So the 3 of you are going to take 2d6. So let's see how this goes. I hate to tell you guys, that's another lolly.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's cheating. 13 points of damage as you guys feel the effects of this electricity rip through you. So that's Doggint, Joe, and Louisa. I don't cheat at board games. I cheat at role-playing games, Jeremy. Come on, get it right.
So how does this work? You minus your toughness from that, and that tells you how many wounds you take, or
Right. So if your toughness is 6, you would be shaken at 6, wounded at 10. So you're shaken and you take a wound.
Okay. And we could make a vigor roll or cannot make a vigor roll.
You can spend bennies to soak if you wanted to.
Okay. Ooh, but those of us affected have a vigor of -1 right now to all vigor rolls.
You
right?
and Louisa do, yeah. Remember when I gave you guys that advance?
All right, so we spend a Benny to roll vigor.
Uh-huh.
Because your total was what? I'm sorry. What number did you
I
say?
rolled 13 damage. So for
I have a
Louisa,
toughness of 5.
Louisa, you would actually be taking 2 wounds.
I
Because
want to take 2 wounds.
5 would make you shaken, 9 would give you the first wound, and then the 13 would give you your second wound.
Okay. And when you say vigor is at a -1, it means any vigor roll you -1 from the total?
It's just a flat
or it's
reduction from the total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a die reduction.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm out of bennies, so
That's what I like to
I will
hear.
spend my last Benny.
No, I don't soak, and I spent my last Benny.
Okay.
Oh no.
I brought in
I'm trying to think
Tracy
if I
just before the
wanna
end of the campaign.
Do this.
I didn't realize it would be the immediate episode afterwards. But here we are.
It's a little bit good cop, bad cop. But it's like, oh man, Tracy's so awesome. Jeff, why is he doing this?
He's such a dick, right?
Massive.
Well,
Turgid.
I had the same results that character Joe did.
Okay.
So spent the Benny and didn't soak a gosh darn thing.
All right.
Oh,
Take the damage.
so-
Take the wounds. You're shaking. Doggin, how'd you do? Did you roll to soak?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was out of bennies already.
All right.
Oh,
So then, Doggin, you have a toughness of 8, so it would have been 1 wound for you as well.
Yeah, shaken in 1 wound. Right.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
So shaken in
that's
1
what I
wound
put
for
on.
Doggin and Joe. Shaken in 2 wounds for Louisa.
I did it right for once.
All right, Double D. You are a ways away. I would say you're probably not fully aware of the chaos going down in the cleft because right next to you, Amian is kind of getting hacked to pieces. What would you like to do?
I want to punch that one there twice.
Go right ahead. Take the +1 from the gang up bonus with you and Amian outnumbering him.
All right. All right, swing number 1. What is the gang up bonus? You said +1 or +2?
I think it's +1 because it's 2 to 1.
All right. Okay, keep that right there. This right here. 10.
Okay, 10 is it's a raise. Parry of 6, so 10 would be a raise.
All right, and then damage. With the raise. 14.
14 points of damage would be shaken in wound.
All right.
I will. See, has he gone this turn? Yeah, I'm going to. I'll take it.
All right.
Not gonna soak. Okay.
Swing number 2.
All right. This is the one I'll probably soak on.
Uh, 11.
Okay, same deal.
All right.
11's same deal.
Does fatigue affect damage rolls?
It's just hit rolls, right?
Just a hit. All right, that's what I thought. Want to confirm.
Tracy just called me a meanie. I am just running what you all wrote, Tracy, right? You all put this encounter in here, not me.
He learned it from you, Tracy.
I learned it from watching
From watching you. 9 damage on that second punch.
9 damage. Okay, I'm gonna try to soak this one.
Right.
As that hits its toughness exactly. And even with the -1 to wound, that will soak. So I soaked the second one, but you still got you still got him wounded.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm not going to put them in because like Foundry's being stupid. I'm just going to have to track this on my own.
The actor data is linked. That screws
Yeah,
up
it's all-
enemy
yeah.
tokens.
Yeah. I think I was just fast copying. All right, let's see. So I've already done, I think I did one of them out of order. Yeah, I think I did the one that did the electrical thing out of order, but it wouldn't have affected it because only double D went in the interim. So I'm just going to go in proper order now. So the one by double D and Amian is going to get to go. And then the other one that that is still on the horse bound by the cleft is going to get to go. So the one by double D, I think recognizing suddenly that double D is the threat is probably going to turn his attention more to you.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's just gonna, I'm going to attack twice. So I'm gonna take multi-action penalty. I'm gonna swing twice. Okay.
All right.
All right. So plus the wounds. So it's gonna be -3 to my attacks. First one misses. Second one explodes. It's 10. What's your parry? Actually, no.
8.
No, it would be a 7 because of the penalty. So it's a miss. So he swings wildly at you and misses. The next one is on the horse down by the cleft. All right, now that his ally is in the group. I have all these things I can do. It's amazing. Okay. You're gonna see as this blunderbuss is in his hand. You can see him just sort of turn it, and you hear, those of you that are watching closely, you just hear him turn and like gears grinding, and then he pulls on a lever, and then he fires, and you all, and those of you who are watching, see the small ball just explode out from the end of the bell. You can see these little coursings of electricity around it, and it goes in the direction of all of you. I'm going to do a medium blast template, so it is going to affect his ally. But let me see if I pass first. I will Benny that, as I didn't. So I do pass on the Benny. I'm going to burn some power points to make this area of effect. Okay. I need everybody in that cleft area. So that's the 3 of you plus the other guy who is now in with you all, to go ahead and make a vigor roll. And those of you, I think Joe and Louisa have your -1 on that, to prevent from being stunned.
I'm so dumb. I totally forgot about my augur tokens for helping.
I roll
people
really
with
well. Do I
rolls.
become unstunned? You know, like 2 negative stuns equal 1 unstun.
What'd you do?
I'm just gonna-
Oh, that's a good roll.
Oh, what am I
Damn.
going to do here?
You exploded. Yeah, you split your 8. Your D8.
6 and an 8. All right, now I need some of those lollies to come up over here. That is what I need. Passed.
Okay. So it goes off, and you can see almost like this slow moving kind of grapefruit sized projectile, and then bursts into this electrical explosion. And unlike the one that was kind of swirling around the man who charged in at you all, this one really kind of just makes you numb for a moment, and you feel like your arm almost begin to sort of go cold on you. But you shake it off. None of you are stunned. Neither is he. So that was a really good turn, Jim Bob. Great job. That's not his name.
It was cool to see it.
Doggant, you are up, and you critically failed your unshaken.
Well, good turn, me.
Can you use an auger token on a critical fail, Luisa?
It is on.
You can just spend a Benny to automatically unshake.
I don't have any
He has no
bennies.
bennies left.
Oh,
I only get 2.
shit.
Any of you down here have one, Luisa or Joe? Because I'll let
No.
you expend yours to get him to unshake.
It's a trait or damage roll. So is
Spirit. It's a spirit is unshaken. So spirit's a trait roll. So if you want to
There
burn
is
an
a
auger
trait
token,
roll.
yeah, if you want to burn an auger token, unless it specifically says crit fails no, go ahead and spend it.
let me read it again.
Dan, it's your birthday. I'm gonna roll it. It's cool anyway. So go ahead. Learn the rule just in
Okay.
case for later. But it's your birthday, so you can go ahead and roll again. She'll burn the auger token. I don't mind doing
Okay,
it.
let's see. It's
It's a reroll,
spirit, right?
Yeah, it's a spirit.
Reroll spirit. Let's see if I can just double down on crit fail. Almost.
No,
Almost.
It's not crit fail.
It's not a crit fail, but
it is not a crit fail. You're still shaken. So let me double check
Yeah.
what you can do on a shaken. You can perform free actions, so you can't perform like an attack or anything like that.
You can trash talk.
but you can talk some mad shit.
or find somewhere to hide, perhaps. That's free.
So free actions are things like resisting opposed rolls, stuff like that.
Moving is free, right?
No, let me see.
No?
Falling prone is, but
Oh, why?
You
I
can
don't
move
want to
on
do
a
that.
character's
second, too.
pace, moving up to the character's pace. Yes, you can move.
All right. Maybe I can like spread us out a little bit so we can stop all being hit at the same time.
Mhm.
That sounds great. Go ahead and do that. So you got move up to your pace, away. You're no longer AoEable, at least all of you at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Cletus, we come to you. You are up here. You took out the one that you fought,
Right.
and you can see within running distance of you, or within, you can kind of get over there in one move. You can see Double D and Amian are battling
man.
another.
Amian's part of the family now, right? And that dude tried to stab my little brother, and I
He
don't
did
cotton to
stab you.
that. But he did stab you. Man,
Yes.
I ain't having that, man. I'm going to tear his head off. I'm going to go run up there and I'm going to try and tear his head off.
Take a +2 as now there's 3-1 over here, so your gang up bonus is increasing.
I like that, man. Give me that gang up
Taking
bonus.
a boost to the dice.
You know, I think I will
Melissa,
take a boost to that dice.
Melissa, I think I think Luisa is shaken and shouldn't be.
I think what you know what, and I'm saying I'm gonna call it now. I'm going for his head. Go with that gouging talent. I ain't worried about that. I'm gonna do it.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Oh, there you go. All right. Let's see. 18.
Is that 18 hit with a raise?
18 definitely hits with a raise. What was the other one? It's a 9.
9.
That is a hit, but no raise on the 9.
All right. I'll do the raise first.
Okay.
All right. I come run in, do myself a lariat. Just jump up, try and catch him on the neck, rip him off. Come on. Give me good dice. Give me good rolls. 21 ain't bad.
21 would be 9, 13, 17, 21. So that'd be 3 wounds. He's already got 1 wound. I have to, Benny, otherwise he's dead. So let's see.
Go stab my little brother. I'll tear your damn head off.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 on my soak. Cletus, describe how you take this one out as well.
It's exactly. I come running up. He's on his horse. I jump up, grab him by the head. Yeah, stun number 2.
Double D, you hear, help me all. As the horse, actually, no, it's not a horse anymore. Never mind. I'm sorry. You still hear it as the horse is nearby. Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't hit horses, man. I don't
Yeah.
kill animals, man.
That's true.
Hey, it's fine. Like horses, like snakes, they ain't real animals.
Okay.
Man, you and me gotta agree to disagree on this, Double D.
Listen. Besides turtles, I ain't trust nothing that lays its eggs in a hole in the ground.
I do love turtles.
I love turtles too. They're fantastic.
All right. I got some
Not
good
a
news for you
joker.
all. Double D, you're up first. You drew a joker. Well, you don't have to go first, but you drew a joker, so you can go anytime you want. And that also means everyone gets a Benny. And Double D, you get your bonuses +2 on stuff this time.
All right. So,
Oh, goodness.
if I understand correctly, the immediate threats where we're at has been defeated. And it's
Yeah.
just the hollow they all ran to. So I'm going to book it over there.
Okay. So you start running down. There's one you can get to, but the not both. You can get to the one that's on a horse and just finished kind of casting that spell.
And
so you
that's
run up.
what I'm going for. Yeah, I'm going to punch him twice.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to punch him twice.
All right. Yeah, you get a +2, I believe, to hit and damage.
Yeah.
Guy
Yeah,
hasn't
that's
taken
good.
any wounds yet.
That'd be all right.
And it's just 1-on-1, so no bonus for gang up or anything yet, as he is unencumbered.
I want Benny that. It's not a bad score, but I can do better.
Fair enough. You just got one, so might as well use it.
Yeah, right? It's definitely an improvement. Yes, sir. All right. 12.
12 is a hit with a raise.
Nice.
Roll your damage.
Oh, it's bad damage. It's only 6.
That is not enough to actually clear its toughness as you come running up. Unless you're going to, even with the +2 from damage from the Joker, an 8 is still not enough to clear its toughness if you didn't add that in. You come running up, you swing. It has, as you kind of leap up, catch him right in the back, you realize he actually has some kind of like flak jacket or some kind of armor around him. And it doesn't quite, but he notices you're there.
Yeah.
He turns around.
All right. Well, then swing number 2.
Okay.
So hold on. I can use an auger for damage.
If you would like to do that, go right ahead. So it's for.
What does that mean?
You can re-roll your damage.
So you can reroll your damage.
I won't argue with that. It's a lot better.
Okay.
With +2 is 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Shaken wound. So it's gonna be 2 wounds. I will soak. I'll Benny and soak. Try to soak.
All right. And with the offhand. Oh god, math is so dumb. 16 to hit.
16 is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. I soak the first hit.
Okay, that's fine.
Raise on the 16.
Raise on the 16.
All right.
Yeah, he's got a 6 parry, so
That's 8, 9. Do I get +2 on that damage for the Joker?
Yeah.
Mhm.
11.
okay. 11 would be enough to shake. I will just let him be shaken.
All right.
So that's enough. Not enough to wound him. Toughness of 9. But that is your turn.
Nice.
Cletus.
Very good.
Cletus, you saw your brother run down this decline towards the cleft. You see him leap up and start wailing away on this guy riding the horse. You, I would say, beyond him, can see that Joe and Louisa are up in the business with some guy who's got these weird swirling electricity around him, and Doghin is limping away. It looks very, very ugly down there. What would
Man, I
you like
can't
to
say
do?
much to that. I ain't the fastest man around, but you know what I can say? Tag team, back again, party up, let's begin, man. Double D started, I'm gonna finish it.
Hey, buddy.
Woo!
Go get him.
All right, you charge in. 2 of you are there. Go ahead, swing away.
So is that a +1?
Give me a +1, yeah.
Nice. Love getting a bonus. Frenzy. Gonna beat him in the
boy.
head.
I just saw a 12,
Oh my
a
God.
D12. Oh dear.
22?
God.
I don't know how you keep exploding those D12s.
Man.
Right?
Jeremy cheats at digital dice rolling.
I do, man.
I will burn a Benny. God
I haven't
damn.
even punched him yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got to roll damage. That's right. Go ahead, roll your damage. That is a raise, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
That's Amazing.
Oh. Come on. 19 ain't bad.
19's really good. 19 is enough for 2 wounds if I don't soak. I soak 1, so he's oh crap, he's shaken, isn't he? So he still takes 2 wounds. Dang it. All right, he's got 2 wounds.
Does
he's
9
still
hit
up.
him?
What's that? A 9
9
does
hits him,
hit,
right? But
Yeah.
not a raise.
It is not a raise, correct.
All right, man. Come on. How about 12?
That is not enough to get a raise on damage. It clears his
But he's
toughness.
already shaken and wounded.
He's got shaken 2 wounds.
Does that give him to his 3rd wound?
I'll GM Benny. with two wounds. He's out of his own, so I'm GM Benny at this point. Yeah, Benny again. Because I got -2. Go ahead and describe your kill.
Man, it's 1 shocker, 2 stunners. Then I'm gonna come right up right after Double D's done hit him. I just grab him by the neck. That's 1, 2, 3 broken necks right there.
And so now the one that was on the horse by the cleft is down. The only one still alive is the one that is right up in the business of Louisa and Joe, the one that had charged in with a sword, had the electricity arcing around. And it's also that one's turn to go. So I have not taken any wounds on this guy. Let me see. Is there any other cool things I wanted to do? No. All right. I'm just going to multi-attack penalty. I'm going to attack Louisa once and Joe once. So I'm just going to hack and then hack. He's just going to try to swing at both.
Me
Louisa.
and my 1 fatigue and 2 wounds.
Well,
just
Louisa,
to set the stage for this.
That D6 just lollied you.
Oh,
10 to
those are
hit on
such
Louisa.
nice
I'm sorry.
dice.
8 to hit with the penalty. 8 to hit.
Yeah.
How's okay?
Yeah.
All right. So is that a raise or is that just normal?
Toughness is 5.
So yeah, it's just a regular damage then. So it's strength plus D6. God damn, I keep seeing lolly signs. Okay. 6 plus 3 plus 2. That's 11 points of damage, Louisa.
Thinking
Thinking I should look up the. You just got a Benny from Double D's Joker, so you could soak. While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and look up the death and dying rules really fast. Get those ready.
Okay, so I can't use augers for this.
I have them ready
Okay.
to go right here. I already had it bookmarked in my physical copy. I'm ready to go.
What rules?
Just bleeding out, death and dying, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. You just minor details, things we should get right.
He was expecting to kill me tonight, I think, but you know.
You were the smart one who ran away.
So
you have a Benny, so you could
Yes, I have a
try
Benny.
to soak.
No one is allowed to have deaths in this campaign except for me.
11 points. I said 11, right? 11 points. What's your toughness?
5.
All right, so that would be a wound. That'd be 2 wounds because you're actually no, you're not shaken, are you?
Yes.
You are shaken.
You told me last time that I was shaken.
Okay, you
Shaken
are
plus 2 wounds
So that would be 2 wounds then.
because it hasn't been my turn to unshake.
Hasn't been your turn yet. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a boost.
Okay.
So I'm rolling a D6 and a D8. And somebody's gonna have to do the math for me of how much I have to subtract because I'm rolling physical dice because I have 1 fatigue and 2 wounds. So that's minus 3.
-3.
And I'm shaken. Is that still just minus 3?
Just -3.
Yeah.
just -3. That's all.
So that's a 7. -3 is a 4.
So you soak one.
Which
So you soak one.
okay.
So you take one wound. What does that put you at?
Is that 3 of 3 wounds?
Okay, so I'm just going to read this because I always used to screw this up in Deadlands, and I just want to make sure I do this right. Wild cards can take 3 wounds and still function. Further damage doesn't cause additional wounds, but incapacitates them instead. So because she soaked the 1 wound, I'm reading that as she is not technically incapacitated because she didn't take additional damage. Is that correct?
Sounds like right translation to me. Yeah.
Okay. Tracy, if I'm totally off on this, let me know. But I used to screw this up all the time when we played Deadlands. Because I used to kill all my wild cards like a round earlier than I needed to.
Oh, there's Tracy.
Okay, so you only take a wound from being shaken. Okay, so the victim is already shaken. And I did get a raise on damage. So 1 rune and remains shaken. Actually, yep, you're right. I see the chart here. So a victim is already shaken. Damage was 1 raise, which is what I had, right? Because you have 5. And so I rolled 11 damage. So there's 1 raise in the damage. So the victim is already shaken. They take 1 wound and they remain shaken. You just soaked that wound. So you're actually still at 2 wounds.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're okay. So I'll go ahead and Benny.
I didn't know what all
reroll
that
the
words
damage.
meant until the very end. And I was like,
I'm going to go ahead and Benny
yeah,
this and
that's
just reroll the damage. And now that I looked it up, that's fine.
Not satisfied. Not satisfied.
I will take that second shot at Joe, however. Let me do that.
And I had to spend a
the
Benny to
8?
do that roll, right?
To do the soak roll, yeah. The 8 finally
Okay. I
boosted
want to
on
make sure I
me.
spend it off my sheet.
So 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Minus 2. So 9 to hit against Joe. What is Joe's parry?
My parry's 4.
Oh my god. So that's a raise. All right. Here we go. That's a lolly. 10, 11, 15, 18 points of damage as it slashes at Joe.
All right, so my toughness is 6.
All right.
I'm already shaken.
All right. You are already shaken. So your toughness is 6. So that's 1 and 2. Did I say 18? Is that right? 18? Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That's 4. That would be 4 wounds technically. So hang on 1 second. So I had 3 raises. So you're gonna soak?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the soak, and then we'll work it out in the wash.
Nothing.
Okay. So
can I
auger?
Can I auger that vigor roll?
Of course.
You want to re-roll that? That's my last auger.
It's worth it because he's gonna go down if he doesn't.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a 15.
Sweet.
So that's 1, 2. Let's see, 3. So you are okay. So you end up just
Nice.
you are still. You actually end up not taking anything either because that's
Yes, I'm still shaken, but I take no more wounds. Gotcha.
Okay, and I think it is Luis's turn. Man, I thought I was close there. I almost took 2 people out on this guy's probably last turn. Go ahead,
Okay, so
Luisa.
I don't think I can do anything.
You can
Or
roll
can
a
I?
spirit check to become unshaken.
Yeah, I did, and I failed.
Oh, well then.
Do you have a Benny?
You can move.
No, I spent my
You can
Benny.
run away.
Yeah.
I'm shaken, and I'm not fully wounded. So
But you can do
because
the
I'm
same
shaken,
thing
I can't.
Doggin did. You did the same thing that Doggin did, and you can just move out of the way. So just start fleeing with Doggin.
she and her, she's going to take her walking stick, and she's just going to
Okay.
pull herself
Bobble
along.
off.
And I'll go ahead and do that attack of opportunity then. No, Amian, I'm just kidding. I'm just Jeremy's face right there. Amian, go ahead. It is your
Okay.
turn. You just saw your big brothers run down the hill to join the fight. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run after him
Okay.
and help out.
One normal movement can't get you to the place where the last guy, the last rider, is fighting now just Joe. You could try to roll your pace die if you wanted to, and then take the penalty on your
Does it get me close enough to do a taunt to try and distract him?
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
I'll do that then. I'll run up as far as I can and then just throw a taunt.
All right, go for it. I'll roll my smarts.
Hey, there we go. Finally, a good roll.
Well, what do you say? Because you succeed. I rolled a 6. So what do you say as part of your taunt?
I'm just gonna be spitting out blood and sand still and laughing like, "All your friends are dead. Just you now."
All right. So that's gonna be. It's.
I also
distracted?
have provoke.
You get both, don't you? You get them both, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's distracted and vulnerable, I believe.
Oh, that's nasty.
You suffer an additional -2 to affect any other target except for me as well.
Is it distracted and vulnerable? I know it's distracted, but is it vulnerable?
I can provoke a foe in addition to the usual effects. Enemy suffers -2 penalty to a target. To affect any target other than me. This stacks with distracted. So I think it's just distracted.
Oh, it's just distracted and then an additional -2. Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, additional -2 to everyone other than me.
Okay. With the raise, it's shaken. Okay. So you actually shake him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Well
You
done.
shook 'em.
Doggins. You pass your shaken roll. You are unshaken. You have a Benny. And you have a turn, and there's one guy left. Joe is still in close proximity, but it's your birthday. So you're feeling lucky.
And the question is he feeling lucky? So I'm going to go shoot him with my shotgun.
Go for it, man.
And just in case... No, I got an 8, so I don't get to do that. Dang. I'm going to take a boost.
Got it.
That's all right.
Yep.
Okay. Come on, Dan.
If we can wrap it up here, or I'll kill Joe. By that I mean Amian.
Oh, I see it explode.
Hey,
that's a success with raise on the peasant pumper. Okay, roll your damage, man.
All right, there it is. Here goes.
Oh, I see a 6. That's gonna explode.
Oh, then one more, but still.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, and I am plumb out of bennies. Let's see. That's going to be, so 19 is 1, 13, 17. Since he's already shaken, he takes 3 wounds. He takes 3 wounds flat.
Yeah.
And I'll give it, and then we'll say, so Doggins, you unload on this guy. He's pushed back against the wall. He's bleeding. You see this huge chunk of his flak jacket has been burst apart. And I'll say, Joe, finish off the combat as you see this guy lurching against here. He looks like he's still trying to stay up. How does Joe want to finish this guy off that Doggett nearly just took out?
Well, Joe's still shaking.
You just unshook. You just unshook, actually. Yeah, it automatically rolls when it's your turn.
Well, I'm gonna knife him. I'm gonna take careful aim and throw a knife between his stupid eyes.
Go right ahead. And he is distracted. Well, actually, that's for his attacks. That's a hit. It's a ranged attack. I'm going to say he's shaken. He is not. I'm going to say his dodge isn't going to come into play. Roll your damage.
4 points.
Okay. I'm just going to say this is a narrative end as you throw the knife right where that wound is in the chest. It kind of hits him right there. And he slumps, falls. You can see there's still life in his eyes that you can barely see through the gas mask lenses. Like you can see he's kind of looking up at this point. You see his chest is still moving. Unlike the others who are dead, I'm going to say this guy is still alive. And
Pull his mask off.
you pull his mask off and you see, let's see, what number was he? Hang on. You pull
You got
his
a
mask
cool
off.
image.
I don't.
Oh,
But you see a guy with a fairly long, kind of hooked nose. You can see he's fairly pale. And he doesn't look, he doesn't look anything different than any other normal folk. He's got blood trickling out of his mouth. He's like, "Mercy, man. Mercy. No, man. Don't. No, man." And he kind of like is holding up his hand up to his face as you close in on him, Joe.
Oh, this is rough. This is really rough. Okay, I'm gonna make a roll.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Joe pulls a knife out and is about to end him because I'm ruthless. But he stops. He looks around and says, "Is this where we interrogate a fella?"
Hey,
I think so.
Can't answer questions if they're dead.
Yeah, I thought that was a thing. I just kick it.
And so he lets out like this breath, blood kind of flips out of his mouth at that point, and we will do that interrogation next time, as we are at time, as you have kept one alive,
Oh yeah.
and the other three have perished most terribly at the hands of the Cletus. I think did Cletus get all 3 kills?
I got
he ended up
He
getting
did.
all the kills.
Wow.
Man,
All of
I'm going
them.
to take their masks, and I know by the logic of storytelling, when you take a mask, take the power.
You're gonna wear all 3 of them, one on the
Wear
left,
all
one on the
3
right,
masks.
and then one on the back.
One on the front and 2 on each side.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So that was tough. So I did.
Wow.
They're pretty tough, those guys, but I have a ton of complications, and so I cashed a couple in to make them a little bit tougher. I gave them dodge and I gave them counterattack, but otherwise everything else was by the book, and those didn't really come into play too much. The counterattack I think hit Amian once, but that's about it.
Yep.
But that's how I spent my complications, just if someone wants to keep that on the record or whatever. But all right, we are back. We didn't make it to Faithfall tonight, but the big obstacle en route to Faithfall you did take care of. We'll see what this guy has to say, because he might actually have some interesting things to say. I wasn't sure if you guys would keep any alive, so we'll see next time, and then we'll make it to Faithfall. Yeah, so close. Why don't we do some closing plugs, right? So Chuck, what are we doing on DOK this week, man?
Let's see, Wednesday. Let's see, there's Jeff and a Jeremy and a Bert and a Dan. We're all gonna be hanging out on DOK along with John to play some more Alien or All Fear the Ishtar campaign. It's fantastic. Friday over on DOK, 10 p.m. Central. We're actually going to be doing a little run through of the game that I'm making. Right now, I'm calling it Teenage Odyssey, based off of Mark of the Odd, End of the Odd. Yeah,
Awesome.
what
I
we're
can't
doing.
wait.
You didn't like my misread of the title. You're not sticking with
Teenage Dadacy. No, that's a different game.
Okay. Oh boy. I'm just gonna skip Dan. Let's go skip over Dan. Then we'll go right to Jeremy. Jeremy, you got a Patreon. Why don't you tell us about this Patreon?
Yeah, man, don't check out no Datacy on Patreon. Check out Aaron Reese instead. Get yourself some comic books, maps, and tokens and other fun stuff. Just whatever you
Absolutely.
don't look up Datacy. Okay,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't listen to anything Dan says. Then
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Next up, Bert. What's going on with Steam Still and Murder, man?
Oh, I'm doing something simple tomorrow night, Tuesday night. We'll get back to our 2nd edition D&D at some point. I just haven't had time to work on plot. Friday, BX Dungeons and Dragons, some good old school basic expert Dungeons and Dragons. Saturday on the official Goodman Games channel with Chuck and some other faces here to do some Weird Frontiers. And the Sunday, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Right on. And for us here, what do we got going on? Tomorrow actually is our next game. Tomorrow we got Forbidden Lands. Steven is running myself and Melissa, Aaron, Kipser, as we are heading into a very dangerous week of darkness. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. So that's tomorrow night. So come hang out. The next game after that is Friday, where we're going to be doing the finale of our Blade Runner campaign here, Memories of Fire. We're wrapping it up. So we're at a big old swanky party. So where everything's going to go terribly wrong. So come check that out. Saturday we're doing some One Ring Second Edition, and next Monday we have Call of Cthulhu. We've got Horror on the Orient Express. You can see a couple folks from this game and that game, and then naturally in 2 weeks we will be back for more Holler. But that's it for tonight. Thanks to everyone who hung out. Thanks for those of you who threw bits out to save the players at times, give them boosts. I don't know if anyone actually gave me any extra complications tonight, but at least no one.
You got one.
Melissa didn't tell
Steven
me.
got you.
Didn't tell me.
Steven got you.
Yeah, like I said, he's contractually obligated.
Good job not mentioning it till too late.
Look at this. Look at this. Like, wait, I'll let him know once the combat's over. 2 hours later.
That's right.
We're good to go. Okay. Remember when I gave you guys that advance? Remember that advance? It was good. It's good.
It may have saved us.
Think so.
Didn't want to interrupt.
You guys gotta opt to fail those demon shake rolls so you can get extra advances. It's great.
Yeah.
I can't get too many more advances, or else my character is going to be done.
Yeah, I think the third one kills you. Like third one, I'm not sure if it kills you. It's just like you're
gonna retire.
Playable.
Yeah, you get taken over and can now go attack the party.
Yep.
Right.
We had a lot of crit fails tonight, but none of them were Cletus, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because that could have really made the fight.
I honestly freak out every time I see double ones, even if it's not my roll. I'm like, oh god.
Just gonna go murder Louisa. All right, we're gonna raid Happy Jack's RPG. So when you see it pop up, go ahead and follow us over there. Follow the rest of us of Steam, Steal, and Murder, Defenders of Cobalt ourselves, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.